What's up, guys? It's Jordy, and I've got one more video for you tonight. I'm bringing you an NFL video for the Saturday slate tomorrow. We've got the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens, and we've also got the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Houston Texans. So it's going to be a great slate tomorrow. These two games, we got one in like the mid-afternoon, then we got one later at night. So yeah, I've got four more picks for you. So I've got those paired with the two from the BDFS video. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. So I've got a full 6-man put together for tomorrow, and I feel really good about all these plays. So I'm going to be breaking these down for you. Before I do, if you guys don't mind, like the video, subscribe. You guys have been awesome on this channel so far already, and I really do appreciate it. So let's keep growing this thing, man. I feel really good about where it's going. So yeah, so the plays I've got for you guys, let's see if you can see this. I'll try to zoom it in. So I've got George Pickens for over 4 receptions. I've got Calvin Austin for over 14.5 yards on his longest reception. And I've got Derrick Henry for over 19.5 longest rush. Gus Edwards for over 21.5 rushing yards. So that's going to be the 4 I'm breaking down here. The other 2 that I have are right here. Robert Woods over 10.5 receiving yards. Jalen Warren over 56.5 rushing and receiving. So we're going to go ahead and break these down for you guys really quick. So yeah, to get into this right away, let me reuse because I locked this in already. I power played it. So George Pickens for over 4 receptions. I feel really good about this one. Let me get back to Pickens here. Let's see. I had him pulled up. I don't know why he's gone. I'll just pull him up here. So Pickens over this 4 reception, man. I feel really good about this. Let's see. So over 4 receptions, he went for 8 last time they played Baltimore. Baltimore is a pass funnel defense, so receptions are very easy to get on Baltimore because they want you to catch the ball and they rally to the ball. They let you catch everything in front of them and they rally to the football. They don't let you get behind them, and so they give up a ton of receptions. 26 in receptions allowed, 13.2 value for the outside receivers. So I think George Pickens is going to have a 5 to 6 reception game tomorrow. He's going to have to if they're going to win this game. It's going to have to be a shootout. They're not going to shut Baltimore out. They're too good of an offense for that. So Pittsburgh's going to have to show up and score some points, and George Pickens is going to have to be a big part of that. So I feel good about him going over 4 receptions. So does Daily Grind, minus 129 on this. So this is going to get bumped up to 5 before tomorrow. 4 is just far too low. So I love this for Pickens. 4 is a really good line. So get it at 4. Take it on the over. That's what I'm doing as well. Next up, I've got Calvin Austin for over this 14.5 yard longest reception. He went for 44 on this longest reception against Baltimore last time. Same thing. It's a pass funnel. The problem is you can't let this guy catch the ball. He's too fast. So I do like this. He's exceeded this in 6 out of his last 7 games on the road. So he plays really well on the road. And he's done this on really good defenses. So Baltimore's a pass funnel. If they let this guy catch the ball in front of them, he can easily take it 15 yards. He's a very dangerous guy. Punt returner. Very fast. So I think this is a no-brainer for Calvin Austin. I don't like his receptions. They're too high. His receiving targets are too high. I just want this longest reception. That's all I like for him. So that's what I'm going to be taking. I think there's a lot of value to be had in this play. Calvin Austin is a super underrated wide receiver. So I really do like this to go over. So does Daily Grind. This is also his top over, a minus 122. So glad they're agreeing with me on that one. And then for Derrick Henry, his longest rush, I like this again. 13 out of his last 16 games, he's hit this. And the problem with Derrick Henry is eventually he's gonna rip off one on you. That sounds weird, but he's gonna rip one off. he's gonna let it rip, dudes. Like this guy, once you just let him get in to his stride, he just keeps hammering the rock, and then he's eventually just gonna break off for a massive run. And that's what we see every time with him. So he's going to wear the defense down. He's going to get a 20-yard rush. I just know he will. So he's done it in 2 head-to-heads against Pittsburgh. He's gone for a 34-yard rush and a 44-yard rush. We just need a 20. So I like this. I think they're going to bring a lot of pressure. I think they're going to try to stop Derrick Henry. I think they're going to make Lamar beat them. As stupid as that sounds, I would honestly reverse it. I'd make Derrick Henry beat you and not let Lamar do anything. So I know that sounds stupid also, but that's what happens when you're playing a high-powered offense like this. You got to take away somebody. And I don't know if they can do that with Derrick Henry, man. He's looked very dominant as usual. So that's my narrative I'm building for Derrick Henry. I don't like the 100 rushing yards. I think he can get that, but I like him to break off one of those classic Derrick Henry monster runs. So I like the 19.5 longest rush. I think that's super low. This has been up at 23.5, 24.5. For the season, and I think he can rip this one off. So Going to be taking that one over 19.5. And if we look at this, it is also juiced to go over minus 125, 51.24% chance. So feeling good about that. Last and the very least, I've got Gus Edwards. I think he's going to be utilized. I think the Chargers are going to lead in this game. I don't think Houston's looked great. He's hit this in both head-to-heads against Houston. 12th in rushing yards. I don't think they've looked like the same team. I think CJ Stroud's looked very skittish. I think their offense has looked very flat. And I think the Chargers look very dynamic. So I think the Chargers are going to come out, punch them in the mouth, get up by a lot of points early, and I think they're going to feed these running backs. So Gus Edwards sitting at 21.5 rushing yards. The rush attempts look great too. They're set at 5.5. He's gone for 8 and 10 against them. If you want that, fine, but I think this guy can rip off just one big run and be done with this. So he's gone over this in 10 out of his 11 last games. So I think this looks great. I think it's a very, very high value play here. He's second in rushing attempts. Obviously, he's 100 behind J.K. Dobbins, even with Dobbins missing games. But 21% of the rushing share is going to be plenty for him to get 21 rushing yards. So I feel good about this. These are the 4 plays I'm going to be rocking with. His rush attempts are the highest play at 5.5. I think they look really good too. I just like the rushing yards a little bit more in case they feed Dobbins more than we're thinking. So I like the 21.5 rushing yards over. They don't. It's a minus 125 for the over. So go with your gut, guys. I don't like the longest rush over 8.5. I don't think Gus Edwards has. He's got burst, but I don't think that's what they're going to be wanting from him. I think he's going to be churning over some tough yardage. So I do like the rushing yards over 21.5 in case he rips one off. So yeah, that's going to be what I'm taking, guys. That makes 6 plays for you guys that I've put out for you over between BDFS and here. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a really blessed Saturday. I will catch you guys in the next video. Good luck.